Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekakadash, and whom we are in great debt. The belongs to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror, who I learned this truth from. To the elders, the bishops, Akim and Aquab, salutations and blessings to the house of David. We are the hopeful elect. This is your brother Quasi Yard with another quick one. Now, people say, oh, Leviathan could be a crocodile. This will not happen to Leviathan whatsoever. Okay. Another thing is that Esau Edom, so-called white man, has farms where he raises crocodiles, alligators. That will never happen to Leviathan. The fact that we don't see Leviathan at all, I can speculate that Leviathan might have a dormant time or something of sorts. If you can make a creature like this that can go to sleep or be, in a, what do you call it, hibernation? Yeah, this is the word for it. And these guys could go to hibernation for like weeks. I think it's 4 to 5 weeks, at a time. And depending on the creature, they have different periods of hibernation. Now, a creature of that magnitude would have, a very, very, very long time of hibernation. Why? Because 1 year to the Lord, or should I say 1 day to the Lord, is of, let me read it. This is 2 Peter 3, verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that 1 day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day. So going back to the fact that, this creature could be dormant. He created the earth, he created these creatures, and then later he created man, and there was a long time out of period. Anyways, I hope you get the point. What I'm trying to say, that this is the reason why we haven't seen Leviathan so long, or, if anything, if ever, not these generations anyway, but at one point someone did. Excuse me. Sorry, I just finished eating, man. And I wanted to do this video real quick because it was in my head for a while now. And before it passes, the Lord says that, if he gives you something, you got to put it up. And then, before it goes, because it's still fresh. So anyways, so I asked where the Lord would keep such a creature. And I asked the Lord, I prayed, and I was like, and he showed me there's 4 places where this creature could migrate, back and forth and actually stay dormant. And he'll come out at a point of the day where no one sees him eating, There's plenty of wildlife under the sea which he can eat at nighttime or during the day, because it's always night at those depths. And there's creatures who live at those depths. Plenty of food to eat, especially for a creature that it lays dormant and only comes out where all the other creatures are like, not going, like not moving fast, they're just trying to relax or something. Just a thought. So before I show you what Leviathan might look like,
Job chapter 41. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another. They stick together that they cannot be sundered. By his neesings a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. In his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raiseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold, the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp-pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He maketh a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Upon earth there is not his like, who is made without fear. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride.
All right, check out what Esau Edom says. I found this pretty funny, but it has a point if you're looking at it in a spiritual sense, right? If you know how the Lord works, this makes a lot of sense.
Dragons are real, y'all. I'm telling you. How come the calendar has all those other real animals on there, the Chinese calendar, and then one mythical creature, the dragon? I'm telling you, they're real and they're dinosaurs.
Chinese dragons are legendary creatures in Chinese mythology, symbolizing power, strength, and good fortune. Unlike the fire-breathing dragons of Western myth, Chinese dragons are often associated with water, rivers, seas, and rainfall. They're seen as benevolent beings that bring prosperity, wisdom, and balance. Ancient emperors even considered themselves dragon descendants, using the symbol to represent their divine right to rule. Dragons also hold a special place in traditional festivals, such as dragon boat races. This mystical creature embodies a blend of natural forces and human ideals, bridging the physical and spiritual realms.
I won't be surprised if he looks something like this. You see how high he is among the birds? You see that? You got creatures walking around that look like this. If I didn't show you this, I'll leave you with this.
Creature in this region, and when trying to identify what it was, they called it a block. With all this, the question that remains is, have you ever wondered where Leviathan is? And if the Bible answers that question, the answer may surprise you. The Bible tells us that the monster Leviathan is alive and resides at the bottom of the sea. This mythical creature is older than we imagine, having even survived the flood that devastated almost all life on earth. When God announced the disaster, only the earthly beings were destroyed, leaving Leviathan to feed on those who perished in the waters. Now, let's talk about the main point. The first...
And by him feeding on all these animals, he might have went to sleep for a long slumber. I don't know. Anyways, some thoughts. I hope it was to your liking, or should I say maybe it inspire you to read more? Shalom.